Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
Breaking news, weather, entertainment, and sports. We have it all here. This is 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we stay in our cell. We get fed in our cells. We don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother, Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. I hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering, awesome. Where's Tory? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. 101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue, and I'm here for the action.
And none but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute
to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How you doing, DJ Brother Z?
It's Taco Tuesday.
And how y'all doing out there in Radio Land? Truth Nation. Thank you for joining me this September 16th, 2025. We got another powerful show for you today. So I'm gonna need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Hey, salute to everybody that's joining the show. In the chat, Josh, S.E., not really a city girl, I see you. Matthew Young in the chat, Kawanda, and Jeff in the chat. Salute to everybody that's joining the show out there in Radio Land. Hey, look, we got another powerful conversation for you today, and I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot to cover today. It's a lot to cover. It's so much that's going on, and I say this. We got more now than ever. We have to be vigilant, and we got to be ready. And many times when you're reactionary, you're not ready. You know, you're just reacting. And we got to get into the more active space as a people. Because some of y'all more botted out than I ever seen. I never seen these many bots walking around. I never seen a lot of these botted out people that want to hold conversations. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? What in the world is going on? People, I can see why they are able to get on top of us, or the idealisms that don't benefit us as a community are able to thrive because you're reactionary and you're paying attention to idealisms and you're joining and being a part of things that don't benefit you in the long run. And then you wonder why we don't have, or why we don't get, or why we can't be. And the truth is, we can do anything when it comes to being organized, when it comes to making sure that we're active, when it comes to making sure that we're holding people accountable and making sure that we get something out of the deal. Y'all don't know how to make deals. Y'all mad at Donald J. Trump because he's trying to make deals, or he's trying to say that he's the master of the art of the deal. Well, okay, what deals is you trying to make? Stop looking at other people, what they doing and what you doing. What you need to be doing. This is what I always try to tell people. What are you doing? Why are you so busy paying attention to what somebody else is doing? What have you done? You know what just popped in my mind, DJ Brother Z, Janet Jackson. What have you done for me lately? What have you done for the community lately? What have you done for the youth lately? What have you done for your neighborhood lately? Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. My grandma said, if you spending all your time worried about what everybody else is doing, you ain't got time to do nothing you trying to do. You got the high blood pressure looking at what somebody else doing, and you got to be able to get locked in, stay focused. That's what they say. That's why they say keep your eyes on the prize. Stay locked in on what you're trying to do, on your purpose, on your mission. Because when you get distracted, you get off balance. When you get distracted, you get off balance. That's what it is. That's what the distraction is out there for. It's out there for you to be distracted. So you don't stay focused and stay on point. I made a post the other day, and I was trying to let people understand, stay focused on the mission. Stay on point. There's plenty of distractions out here, but we all have energy, and what are you using your energy for? I understand there's a lot of toxic things going on, and a lot of people believe that if I have a toxic nature, I'm going to be heard, I'm going to get attention. That's not the attention that you truly want, because anytime you use a negative energy to create attention, you're going to get a negative response, which could ultimately lead to your destruction. It could ultimately lead to your destruction because you're using the negative toxic energy to create attention. So ultimately, that could also lead to your destruction because you're using negative energy to create a space. Some of y'all get online, keep up drama, start mess, and then you talk about you want to help the youth. Some of y'all love the drama. But see, that comes back to you in a very destructive way. I understand a lot of the positive things that go on don't get a lot of attention. And that's why a lot of people will be like, well, if I post the nice things I'm doing, or, it won't get a lot of attention. But that's what they want you to believe. That's what the programming wants you to believe, that you got to act out. You got to be a nasty dancer, dancing for money. You got to be ratchet. You got to be outlandish to get some attention. That's what the programming is telling you. That's what, when you say television programming, all of it is programming to get you to act or be or soak in subconsciously a certain way, when really if you just walk outside, be active, take a hands-on approach to your environment, take a hands-on approach to your neighborhood, you'll see the truth. It's right there in front of your face. It's right there in front of your face. All you got to do is participate. And not participate in the way where you just join in groups and you see a lot of people in there and you want to be a part of this group. No, I'm talking about actually dealing with the community as a sure resource, not only for you and your family, but for everybody around you. And if everybody thought like, okay, what resource can I contribute to my community, to my family, to my space? I may not can do what Tory Lowe do, but I can do what I can do. And Tory Lowe can't do what you do. But if we all became a resource, if we all just said, okay, what can I contribute? Our communities will change overnight. Our communities will change overnight. $50227 in the chat. Folks been brainwashed to think in a certain way. And like you say, don't have the mental capacity to sit back and recognize and see. You hit the nail on the head. See, this is not rocket science. Working together, unity is more natural than being destructive. People building together, people creating opportunity for each other as a community is older than the Bible. It's older than the Bible. What the Bible is based off communities, people living in communities, doing things. The people that wrote the Bible had to write about what they were doing at the time in the community. Community's been around. People been building together. People been trying to unite, getting together on what they believe that they need to do. Whether it's whatever, even if you don't agree with it, people can agree. It's a whole group out there that I don't agree with. I don't believe in gangbanging. I don't believe in it. But that don't mean it don't exist. I had to make a choice when I was a kid. I was like, no, I ain't rocking with that. I'm going to go grab this football and see what happens. I'm going to go beat somebody up on the football field. I'm not going to get out here and go to jail because I started seeing that there was a lot of people going to jail behind this gang banging. That's all they was doing. Getting in trouble, going to jail, going to the juvenile detention center. And you know what? I said, okay, I'm not finna go that way. Thank God I always had common sense. I didn't need no mentor around to say, hey, don't do that. I looked and saw that this ain't nothing I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to be cooped up in a cell with 20 people in it. I'm going to see how this football work out. I get to hang out with people that's free and get to knock somebody out on game day. And I ain't going to go to jail for that. Logic. All we got to do as a people is get together and agree that we are not going to get involved in the foolishness. If we could just do that, we ain't got to have no big Martin Luther King speech. Hey, no more. I'm not doing the foolishness. I'm not participating in foolishness. I'm not going to allow negativity to run the show. We're going to have some rules, some discipline, and we're going to operate as a whole to better forward our community. That's it. That's all it takes. And you can make that decision without sitting in chairs and somebody in the front with a suit on. You don't need all of that. Hey, y'all program. Y'all done turned into bots, fam. That's why y'all confused. Y'all off y'all natural ability to function as human beings and became botted out and confused. That's how it is. That's the way they want you. That's the way the programmers that program the ideologies want us to be. Against each other, frustrated, broke, stressed out, and stabbing each other in the back. It looked like it's working, did you, Brother Z? Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
And that's Tory Lowe, bringing you all the action and all the smoke.
What up, Truth Nation? It's Kyle Walls, and I'm broadcasting live from Tsunami Express Car Wash at Midtown on Tuesday, September 16th from noon until 1. Come ride the wave and kick off your week with a clean ride and good vibes. I'll be at 5209 West Fond du Lac Avenue, holding it down live at Tsunami Express Car Wash. Again, that's Tuesday, September 16th, Truth to Power from 12 until 1, live from Tsunami Express Car Wash at Midtown Milwaukee. Wash, chill, repeat.
It's 101.7 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. A lot of customers might have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home. But when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust them with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Watching them work from idea to installation gives you the ability to see firsthand the care taken to ensure the Pella experience is complete. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Order by the end of the month and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Server restrictions apply. It's 9/30/2025.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Friday Night Lights now officially lives here. 101.7 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette Hilltoppers football. Tune in Friday night as the Hilltoppers travel to take on the Oconomowoc Raccoons. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.G. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burghardt Sporting Goods.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. To learn more about how you can take your first steps in buying your forever home, visit associatedbank.com/lending. That's associatedbank.com/lending. Or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
We start off on this floor, end up on that bed. You're rubbing through my head while I'm out between your legs. I'ma hit it from the front, back, side, side. Girl, I love you.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. I got a gem I want to drop because the show gonna get heavy later in the show. There's a lot of things going on that I got to address at the top of the hour at 2 p.m. We're going to start addressing a lot of the tough issues that's going on right now. People been hitting me up. People been saying, hey, Tory, look at this. Do you see what's going on right here? Families have been calling me, Tory, I need your help. I need you to help us get this situation rectified. And today, before I came in to the show, the family of Melvin, his name is Melvin. He died last Friday in the Milwaukee County Jail. And the story kind of is under wraps. It's nobody really talking about it because they're not giving the family any information on what took place. So the family reached out to me, and this is what they said. This is the note I got. My show starts at 1 o'clock. I got this note at 11:52 a.m. This is what I got today. Melvin is my cousin/brother. He was found unresponsive, was at the Milwaukee County Jail. He was just transferred on 9/4, September 4th. This is what I think he's referring to. He was just transferred 9/4. Please help us get answers. He is a loving father of 3 beautiful girls. Please help us get justice. This is what the family sent me a note today. This happened last Friday. And when I tell people I don't got time for the extra because it's so much going on in our community, so many families are hurting, and when they reach out to me, because I'm by request, once again, I'm by request. I don't seek out to have issues, to deal with people's issues like that. I don't chase people's problems. They'll say, hey, Tory, can you help us? Can you get us through this? Can you get us justice? That's how I work. I don't know how nobody else work. I never ran out to it. It always came to me, and I had to think about it and understand how to apply the appropriate strategy for each situation. But a male died in the Milwaukee, another male died in the Milwaukee County Jail, and it's crickets. We ain't seen no press conferences. We ain't seen nobody. Danita Ball, ain't that a black sheriff? Where Danita Ball at? When these families are asking questions, but y'all like these people, y'all hang out with these people, y'all want to hear the shucking and jiving from these folks, and it's folks that they just want to know if my loved one was in your custody, how did they die? That's not a big question to ask. You took them into custody for whatever reason, and now they dead. How did this happen? Here we go. Well, now we got to investigate. What do you got to investigate? This person was in the cell. Don't y'all got cameras? See, this is what they do. Then they'll try to hold it out for months. And if the community don't pick up on it, it may just go off the radar. Okay, y'all like taking pictures with a lot of these folks, but then y'all wonder why I talk the way I talk on the air. Because I'm an eyewitness. See, I see what's going on. I know y'all believe in the mission statements. I know that they said that the mission statement said that they help disenfranchise people. I know the mission statement said they was there for the people. I know you want to believe that they there for a certain reason, but when it get real, I'm the one that get the call to figure out what's happening. Because that's the space I live in. And when families come to me, trust me, they have asked the detectives. When they come to me, they have tried to get the answers that they were looking for, and they were denied. So here I come. And then here we go. By any means necessary, that's how it be. And don't wait till your family need assistance like this. Get out, get active. Don't wait until you need the community support. Support the community that you'll eventually get the support from. I'm going to help. I'm going to assist. I'm going to take it on. I'm going to take that situation on. Just like the young man that was out, I guess we called it Highland, Wisconsin. I guess this was more in Pulaski, Wisconsin, where the barn incident, where they jumped a young boy, pressed him up against the fire machine with the blades on it. And now they trying to cover that up, talking about ain't no racial, it wasn't racially motivated when we saw the video and the N-word was used several times. But if we don't start supporting each other, we don't have a problem with unity. We got a problem with foolishness. People have accepted foolish lifestyles that don't contribute back to the community, selfish, foolish, and stupid if you ain't trying to keep a group around you that's going to ultimately protect you. A lot of us is moving wide open because we're trying to move as individuals, but yet when something happens, we want the community to help. Foolish. The divide and conquer, male versus female. I told Winky had reached out to me, and I told Winky, I said, the woman and the man against each other, and the kids, you know, they out here doing whatever they want to do. The kids out here, you know, fighting everybody. I tell people, like, you got to understand that the logic is to build a community that ultimately supports you economically, education-wise, and development-wise. That's what all communities do. That's all their job is to do, is to support the residents inside them neighborhoods so they can grow up and bring kids into this neighborhood, that the kids can grow up and become established as maybe in business people or, you know, teachers and doctors and lawyers. But when it ain't working right, that ain't what happens. We own it, though. It's a new day. It's a new day. And you're going to have to get with the energy or fall to the wayside. It's people now that want better. They want to have resolve, and they want results. So salute to all my brothers on the front lines. We working. Hey, when we come back, we're going to have a Pop Culture Report, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tired of hearing no from other banks? No to a loan? No to a checking account? Just no? At Brewery Credit Union, we find ways to say yes. Yes to second chances. Yes to rebuilding credit. Yes to helping you save, borrow, and thrive. Work with our credit specialists and move your financial life forward. Brewery Credit Union, Milwaukee's best place to borrow and save. Visit brewerycu.com. That is brewerycu.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drugged driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
Coming with straight truth.
Tory, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you when I first started hearing your voice. And what you're doing, in the words of T-Pain and Gorilla, I love it.
Thank you, brother. Bless.
Hey, I'm down with you, man. I missed your last gathering, but the next one I'm going to be there, and I'm going to make sure I introduce myself because, hey, you're God in all circumstances.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Never miss a moment of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on the new 1017 The Truth.
Violence is a tool. Violence is a tool of oppression. It's a tool of subjugation. It's a tool of manifest destiny. Let's not say all of a sudden, oh, hip-hop music is why people are right. No. Y'all know how America was discovered? Murder, slavery, human trafficking. The origins of violence predates hip-hop. Can we at least agree on that?
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Tap into the best power hour in radio in Milwaukee.
Drop my pants. I had to make sure I wasn't seen, you know. I didn't want nobody to get surprised.
This is a sick Negro.
I'm just a real one. I peed again, came on back. I said, what y'all been doing? We've been out here for 3 hours. Y'all ain't peed yet? Just sitting here, we playing beer pong, and y'all sitting here peeing next to me? I'm still itchy today. Thinking something wrong. Am I the only one that's astonished by this?
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
The expression on your face, that's got to me. And the man wasn't lying.
What you mean the expression on my face? How can you see my face? You listening to me on the radio, man.
No, I'm watching you on YouTube, too.
Oh, all right, then. You're an old man, and you know about YouTube. How old are you, Adam? You about 85.
83.
I'll be dipped. How blessed are we to have you.
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Milwaukee Brewers are back in action this evening, hosting the Los Angeles Angels. The 91-59 Brewers clinch a playoff spot Saturday, the first Major League Baseball team to do so this season. On the mound for the Brewers is Freddie Peralta. First pitch is set for 6:40 p.m. and can be heard on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. Giannis Antetokounmpo scored 30 points and grabbed 17 rebounds, leading Greece to a 92-89 win over Finland in the bronze medal game at Eurobasket on Sunday.
This is one of the biggest probably accomplishments that I've ever accomplished as an athlete. I know I've won an NBA championship, but there's no feeling like representing your national team.
It was the sixth time that Greece has finished on the podium at Eurobasket. This True Sports Update is brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app at 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth, Tory Lowe Show, DJ Brothers on the ones and twos. Pop Culture Report brought to you by GP Glenn Pearce in studio. Truth Nation Insider in studio. It's a lot going on out here in these pop culture streets.
It's a good Wednesday. It's a lot to unpack this Wednesday. Every time you think someone dropped the interview of the year, another one follows up. And this time it's Dame Dash, who's
not Dame Dash.
It was a good interview,
I just seen that Dame Dash filed for bankruptcy.
Right.
So he said that he only had like 50,000 in assets or something like that, or
it might have been less than that. It might have been like 4,000. It might have been way less than that. I think so because Charlamagne was getting after him. They had a brief back and forth. But for those that don't know, Dame Dash popped up on the Breakfast Club, which he probably got paid for his time. He obviously needs that if he's out there claiming for bankruptcy. But there's a lot of things to unpack from this interview. I think he claimed to be an executive director or something like that on Revolt. And Lauren LaRosa unpacked that, and that was actually false. I think he also claimed that 50 Cent didn't actually own the rights to Paid in Full, which we obviously know is false as well.
He got it through bankruptcy.
Right. It's his, all his.
Right.
He probably paid not even a premium price for it.
Not even cheap. When it's in auction,
yeah,
it's dirt.
And a businessman know scraps, know how to turn some scraps into gold. But the biggest thing to unpack from this interview was that him and Charlamagne kind of had a back and forth where he basically questioned his sexuality and called him a gay, chatty patty kind of man. They had a back and forth pretty much. Dame Dash was kind of telling him like, your OG is Wendy Williams. You come from the era of gossip and tea talk and stuff like that. He kind of told him like, I believe that you're not a very good representation of what a strong black, male figure looks like. Questioned him and pretty much, tore him through the mud for at least 20 or 30 minutes. It was a very brief, spat, but Dame threatened to leave in the middle of the interview because Charlamagne kept cutting him off.
He wanted to fight.
He threatened him. He almost took it there. He said if we were, grown men in any other scenario, if you kept cutting me off, I would have beat you up. But I guess he had his back end.
Well, now I think that they brought Dame on the show to laugh at him.
You think he was
I think that they brought Dame on the show.
Ritual?
Yeah, because here go Dame at the height of his career on the Breakfast Club, early Breakfast Club. Hey, you not a boss.
Yeah.
If you working for somebody, you not a man. And then I think now it's 2025. He's going through where his assets are being taken by the federal government. He's filing for bankruptcy, and it ain't nothing wrong with filing for bankruptcy. It's a part of business that happens in business.
Yeah, they say it's a smart strategy.
It happens.
Yeah.
But we frown upon it, but it's a business strategy.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, here go a man that claiming he broke now from having $300 million or that kind of money, and a lot of I think that they brought him on the show because now it's years later. We still got money. We still working for we still got endorsements. We still got sponsors.
Right.
And you sitting here, no teeth, just
bad eye.
Bad eye, and you're losing all the assets. And Dame is still a fighter. Dame is still one of those people that he grew up in the New York area where he got a grit to him. And a lot of, even Jay-Z, that he was a third of Rockefeller. His third went to bankruptcy.
Yeah, the figurehead, basically, yeah.
Right, so then Jay-Z is able to keep on to be, successful. Biggs is able to keep on being successful. But out of all the three people that came together to create that atmosphere, he's the one in the worst position, but he was the one that was talking about he was the biggest boss.
Yeah.
So I think that this was a humiliation thing.
I wouldn't say it's a humiliation ritual. I think it's kind of they threw him a life raft. I think they understand, obviously, they're all for clicks, reposts, and likes. And Dame Dash is in a time of need. So I feel like they respect him enough, and they feel like he obviously has enough to say in order to be an entertaining guest. I think he went there with a very hostile mindset because he has been a laughingstock lately in the media.
Right.
Everything that he obviously built up in the early 2000s has crumbled to dust. And it's hard to see the people who you not necessarily built up, because Jay-Z would have been great, I think, with any other label or any other kind of, entertainment entity underneath him. But Dame Dash has nothing to show. His legacy is now in question. It's crazy how
I
soon
thought he was hustling for his last name, though.
It don't amount to nothing, though.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, this is why I believe that they brought him on the show. Because now you get to see, that's why I say sometimes you got to give it. A lot of people say a lot of powerful stuff. Like when I started advocating, it was a lot of dudes. I was like, Tory, man, I woody-woo, I'm finna do this and I'm finna do that. Then years later, they moved or they quit or they didn't fulfill certain things, but it sounded powerful. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You give it time. Everything takes time. And I'm not saying that they right and he right. I'm just saying from that conversation that they initially had, where he belittled them.
Right.
But yet using their platform to promote his product.
But that's the thing. I think
just saying.
I think he came here with that hostile energy, and they matched it. They were like, all right, we already got you in the booth. If you want to go viral, we'll make you go viral. Charlemagne basically sat there and kind of took it on the chin because he also called into question. I know there's a video that circulated from, I'm not sure how long ago this video goes back to, but Charlemagne got jumped out in the streets.
And he ran.
And he ran.
Bruh.
And Dame Dash told him, you could never be a masculine black man to me because you didn't stand on your own too and fight for what you thought was the right thing to do, to protect yourself, basically. If he said, and I think, I don't want to, paraphrase or kind of tippy-toe around his words, but he was like, he asked the woman next to him, I believe it was Lauren LaRosa, if you were outside with Charlemagne and 10 to 20 guys came around, would you feel safe with him? And she did pause. She didn't answer the question, which says a lot about, it says a lot about the co-stars that he has on the show. But I feel like Dame Dash went in with that battery in his back, and he got exactly what he deserved and wanted. He only looks more disheveled and less humble and more angry and bitter about how his life has gone the last 20 to 25 years. He's now, again, he's not helping himself rebuild his legacy. We talk all the time about people having a second chance and a second act at life. If you're a businessman and you're a mogul and you really want to stand on your own 10, go create your own new entertainment entity. He still has the gems and the stuff like that he carried on from the early 2000s to build up Rockefeller, but he hasn't used it. He keeps living in his glory days.
Well, I'll say this. Charlemagne ain't going to win no fight on masculinity.
Because he wear makeup makeup on the set.
Well, hold on. Dame put him in a space where he couldn't battle.
Right.
Charlemagne and DJ Envy put him in a space where you broke and we still got money. That was they narrative.
Yeah, you came to us for the leg up, basically.
That was the Breakfast Club narrative. We got money, you going broke.
Right.
Dame narrative is I'm gonna die fighting like a man, no matter what.
Pride is the downfall of many men.
Depend on what side you on. Yeah. Depend on what ideal you using. Both sides was at a standstill because it seemed like the conversation came to like it was about to come to blows.
I think
Dame said if we was outside, I would knock you in the face. Not in those words.
Yeah, and I
but
totally believed you
basically he wanted to fight.
Yeah, it's tough. Again, humility is one's greatest asset. It can also be one of the greatest things that people lack. Again, if they invite you onto their platform, not to say that you got to stand there and take anything that anybody is throwing at you, because the conversation already started to take a turn for the left when they kind of asked him, how do you feel about so-and-so and the paid in full rights and everything like that? They were kind of trying to press a button, and he knew that. But he's a smart, calculated, and measured man. Whether how you feel about his personal financial situation or any of the bad decisions that he's made later in his life, he's still a very smart and intelligent man. That's why people keep interviewing him, because he has a lot to say, and he has a lot of things that people don't know about the industry. There's a lot of wisdom inside his head. He just is applying it to the wrong avenues. And again, we have seen Charlemagne. Charlemagne's done a lot of weird things. There's a lot of clips of him online where I think there was one time they had Mariah Carey on and he smelled the seat. He's a wild boy. So we know the kind of guy Charlemagne is. Charlemagne doesn't get enough criticism within the media. He's been protected by the Breakfast Club brand for a long, long time. So I do agree with Dame Dash that some of the things that he's done is questionable. I don't think it's fair to question a man's sexuality.
But what I'm saying, what does his gender preference got to do with business?
Nothing, not at all. Okay, Charlemagne is a lot smarter than Dame nowadays.
So what I'm saying is, okay, Dame had to take it to a space, a personal space,
right?
Because his business conversation was in ruins. That's all I'm saying. If you're understanding what Dame actually means, Dame, we don't look at Dame as a tough guy.
Not at all, never.
We don't look at Dame as somebody that's gonna beat somebody up, even though he moves in a general type way. He does move in a general type way. But when you're talking years later, you're supposed to still have that same talk.
It's an OG.
He had to switch it up to something more personal,
right?
Because he don't have the same talk.
Right. There's not a leg to stand up on.
So who won that conversation? It's just like Sway and Kanye West. Sway, you don't have to answer Sway.
And that's a gem. That's a
okay. He snapped. His ego.
Right.
Now he had to turn around and say Sway was right. Years later. That's all I'm saying.
I feel where you're coming from.
You can pitch the argument however you want, right? They got old footage of an argument,
right?
And years later, here go current state. Who actually was right?
Right.
I don't care if Charlemagne is bisexual. That has nothing to do with that conversation.
Yeah, it was a very flawed way to go about it. Again, Dame Dash, whether he had any personal disagreements or issues with Charlamagne, I think attacking his sexuality was unfair. Obviously, we know Charlamagne is a married man with kids. Not to say that people don't hide behind whatever marriages and other things that they have going on, but it didn't amount to what the conversation truly was centered around. Again, all they wanted to know was, Dame Dash, well, how do you feel about former business partners of yours or, other colleagues that were in the rap game that are still surpassing you and still doing better than you? They didn't say it in that way, but they kind of worded it to the point where they could get that reaction and they could recreate that content. We talk all the time. Social media is the downfall of many, many people. They brought him in there because they knew the audience that was going to come in for the interview, and they knew exactly what they could pull out of him in order to repurpose it. That's all the Breakfast Club did. It was a money grab. They paid him probably, a couple $1,000s for his time, maybe, and he goes on about his day. And now they'll have their war words on social media, and they'll have their reactions once he's out of the chair.
That's that drama that they can sell, though.
Yeah, but that's what the Breakfast Club runs on. He talked about it, too. Dame Dash said, Wendy Williams is your OG. That's the media kind of style that Charlamagne kind of operates within. He lives inside that messy, kind of nasty, world. He talks about the donkey of the day all the time. You don't think Dame Dash won't be the donkey of the day or the donkey of the week? Might be the month or the year.
Well, I'll say this. I talk to people that I like. If I play a video from me talking 15 years ago, it'll match up. The ideology will match up to this day.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. So when people say stuff and it's measured, to me, Dame took a L.
You think so?
I think he took a L. Not with him filing for bankruptcy and losing his assets.
Yeah.
He's not saying, now I'm hustling for my last name. He's not saying, oh, this and that tough, taking those tough stances.
Yeah.
Now he's doing personal attacks. And if we're talking about just entrepreneurship, business mind, and you got to go to personal attacks, you lost.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
No, I get what you're saying. It's a tough avenue for him to go down. Again, I feel like he's in a place of purgatory as a businessman, as a person, as a father, even as a mogul. Again, we talk about it all the time. This was one of the most, I don't want to say feared, but most respected people in the music industry and even in entertainment 20 to 25 years ago.
Look at Suge Knight, though. Suge Knight.
Shell of himself.
Okay, all right, I'll say this, and I'm going to switch it up a little bit.
Right.
It was one point where Suge Knight not only was a businessman, but he was one of the most feared gangster figures at the same time. You never looked at Dame like you looked at Suge Knight. So why he bringing the Suge Knight conversation to the Breakfast Club? Nobody cares. If nobody believes they're gonna get beat up by Dame Dash.
Now he had one little moment. I know there's a video.
Okay.
There's a video from probably 20-something years ago. He went into a jewelry store. I think they was on Fifth Ave, and he snatched a chain off somebody's neck because I think they repurposed the Rockefeller chain.
But that was a Jewish jewelry maker. It's not nobody from the street.
It made him feel tough.
Okay, well, all I'm saying is all that tough talk was unnecessary.
Right.
And even though I understood what he was saying, because I feel that way about Charlamagne. Like he say a lot of gay innuendo.
Right.
And I think that a lot of people think that's funny, but by me being a male that deals with a lot of situations, I wouldn't do it. But at the same time, Charlamagne has built his brand over the years, and Dame Dash has lost his brand over the years.
And that's the thing. Again, we see somebody, they extended the life raft, and Dame Dash still threw himself overboard. I think it would have been the perfect chance. Obviously, it was an hour-long, 2-hour-long interview. He had a lot of opportunity to clear the air, maybe patch things up, apologize, maybe ask for other, opportunities, help, assistance, anything like that. Because we hate to see our legends struggling again. In my opinion, Dame Dash is a legend. And still to this day, regardless of how his second act of life or his later life is going, this is someone that could still be in the music industry. He could still be involved in the paid and full film.
But it's his energy that he won't allow him to.
It's pride.
He's going to die on his sword.
Like a Harlem cat would.
Hey, look at y'all Harlem cats. There we go. Hey, look, I didn't say it. You said it.
I had to. It was going there.
Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more Pop Culture Report with Glenn Pearce in studio. Stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel, because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Talk to these people in terms of how do I register for this program despite my reservations and my previous experiences of rejection?
Yes, I tell anybody and everybody that you can buy a house. It may take somebody longer than the other person depending on what your circumstances is with your credit and income and affordability, but you can purchase a house. The first step would be is to register for our program. You can come to our office, 7830 West Burleigh Street, or you can give us a call at 414-461-6330, or just go onto our website, hri-wi.org. Register for the First Time Home Buyer Education Workshop. That's going to be your first step to home ownership. During that class, you're going to learn everything that you need to know from A to Z, how to get approved for a house, how to look for a house and put an accepted offer, and how to close on a home.
The Humane Animal Welfare Society, HAWS, believes in keeping pets healthy and families together. No one should have to choose between rent and veterinary care. The Wellness Clinic at Hawes Animal Shelter in Waukesha offers important basics of dog and cat care to our community. Pet owners can schedule general exams, sick visits, receive vaccinations, even get preventatives and nail trims. Appointments are available weekdays and can be scheduled by calling 262-542-8852. Contact Hawes of Waukesha today for your pet's care.
Immerse yourself in a place where bold ideas are sought after, where all are encouraged to bring their personal flourish. Here, innovation is a way of life. In this city, the beat flows. Together, we're dancing to the rhythm. Forward. Now, it's your turn to grab hold of that energy, where you'll remember not just the meals, the celebrations, or the uncommon coast. What you'll remember is how we made you feel. Come experience Milwaukee, where fresh meets fearless every day.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm trying to change the image. You can't blame my past no more. I come from the trenches. Some said I'd never be a superstar, but I know I'm different. I'm a voice, but the system ain't give me a choice. Know some people that's still unemployed. I know a felon who trying to get forward. Child support, your only support. For a visit, I'm going through courts. Went to jail, they was chaining me up. And you know that I'm famous in the clutch. See how you gon' joke about stimulus.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show, Pop Culture Report with GP.
What it do?
Glenn Pearce in studio. What else is going on out here in these pop culture streets?
We had another viral moment, this time on the It Is What It Is podcast. Obviously, we know with Cameron and Mace, former...
Wasn't Dane getting at them, too, for working with 50 Cent?
They were, but that wasn't the topic of the conversation today. They had a former champion boxer on, Adrian Broner, who many known to be, I would like to say he's one of the most entertaining boxers of all time, but his downfall obviously needs to be studied. But they had him on.
He fell from grace.
He tumbled for Grace. He tumbled over from Grace, but they had him on to recap the Canelo and Crawford fight, and he was promptly escorted off the premises for flirting with their moderator, Stat Baby Treasure Wilson, for those of you who don't know. But he basically started the conversation by asking her how much she weighed, which was the first comment that just kind of caught me off guard. She awkwardly laughed it off, and they kind of tried to direct him and keep him back on track. And then he basically kept saying, you know what, I'm so mesmerized by Stat Baby. I'm sorry, I can't think about anything else. And Cameron,
he sounded like he was high.
Yeah, he sounded like he was slurring his words.
Right.
He looked like just kind of out of it and incoherent. And, much credit to Mace as well. Mace kind of tried to direct it back to another moderator that they had. I'm blanking on her name right now, but after the third, interjection, because Cameron told her boyfriend is here on set, you kind of tripping out. And they paid him for his time and they, escorted him off the premises.
Well, Cam is one of those Harlem cats.
Right.
And he ain't going to take disrespect.
Yeah, stand up
he's
dude.
not going. He got he from the same cloth as Dane, but he got a little bit more better business sense.
Right.
But I believe that Adrian Broner needed to be checked or needed to understand that this is not what's going to happen here.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It was great that Cameron handled it the way that he did, because obviously I wouldn't want to get into a fisticuffs with a world champion or former world champion boxer. Cameron promptly, pulled out his bag, paid him for his time, whatever.
I'm shocked that he showed the money that he was going to pay him on the air.
Nah, that's regular. He gave Mace $1 million on air one day.
I'm talking about, but how you pay guests to come in. He did it right there. Like, hey, I'm gonna pay you for your time. This was all done on camera during the interview, and he got him out of there due to the disrespect. And I respect that.
Yeah,
I respect order when you're dealing with things. Sometimes people they let them slide with it a little bit because, hey, some people have their opinion, and you want people to express their opinion.
Yeah.
But when they get to the disrespectful side, that's when it's no longer about your opinion.
Yeah.
Now you're being disrespectful.
No, yeah.
And I can't let you disrespect my host, my guest. You got to get up out of here.
Yeah, even when it comes to women, this is something that we see all the time. There's a lot of people that kind of push the boundaries, and when a woman may not be the one to say something, there's other people kind of around that kind of have to be aware of the situation. I don't think Treasure Wilson would have said anything because she might have felt that it wasn't her place to, and obviously she trusts the people that are around her. Her man was obviously there on set. I would have loved to see him kind of jump out and be like, yo, bro, like, what are we doing?
But that would have been unprofessional to the say.
I get it.
That's like if you we on the truth and we allow a fight to break out in here.
Yeah.
That's unprofessional.
Yeah.
I'm not going to allow a fight to break out. Now, if we on the street, hey, God bless you. You know what I mean? Call the police.
Yeah.
Okay, but where I'm at, and this is my platform, and you about to, start something to where somebody may end up, having this real roundhouse right coming at your face. I gotta get ahead of that, and I gotta dismiss you.
Yeah, I think this clip is obviously going to circulate and it's going to repeat because they're going to make fun of it and they're going to talk about it. I think they were teasing some of the deleted scenes as well. I'm not sure what exactly happened when Adrian Broner was escorted off, whether he threw more of a fuss or whether they had a conversation to kind of reset the show and bring it back to where it was supposed to be. But again, let this be a lesson. We can apply most things to any other situation in life. If you see women who might be in a situation who are struggling to, whether it be somebody being too pushy, being too demanding or something like that, sometimes people need people to step in. Not to say that women need saving all the time, but I've talked about it plenty of times. I've been in a scenario where it came down to it. And I'm glad that I still made the decision that I did. I paid for it because I was looking a little rough for a couple of days. But, at the end of the day, I kind of let it be known that.
But you was out in the streets, though.
Yeah, but disrespect won't be tolerated, especially when it comes to me. If I'm endangered, then it is.
You're not going to fight in GKB.
Never.
Okay.
I like
that's
a paycheck.
I'm just
Mama
saying.
raised me better.
I mean, but that's why I said it's a difference. You know? If it's outside, then, there's not a lot of repercussion on that.
Yeah.
But if it's inside a business or an establishment, lawyers can get involved in that.
Right, absolutely. It's just good. It's just good that the weirdo energy got checked right there, right up front.
Salute to Cam.
Yeah, for sure. For being a stand-up dude. Mace as well. Mace
and Cam.
Mace is a little less, braggadocious and kind of barking. He's not as much of a talker or much of a speaker as Cameron is. But let this be known again. If there's a situation where there's guys being weird and being creepy, don't be afraid to step in because sometimes it demands more of a firm touch. Then that's all that it is, really. I hope that Adrian Broner gets the help that he needs because he's obviously out there on some type of drugs, some type of, whatever else that he has going on.
And he still got paid.
He did, which is a win, but I hope that Cameron kind of follows up with him as like,
but
no
they
disrespect.
still get to use this footage to generate revenue as well.
I just hope that it doesn't become a story where it's like he was tripping out. Cameron needs to get him the help that he deserves.
All right. Well, look, thank you for the Pop Culture Report.
As always, I appreciate it.
Truth Nation. When we come back, we're going to open up the lines. Oh, no, we got guests. Stay locked in.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Join the livest talk and text fan base in the country.
I love listening to the truth. I just love the truth. It's the best station out here right now.
So I'm down with the truth. You're the best thing on the radio, man. I don't agree with you all the time, but today I really did. The Girl Scout thing that gets to me.
I'm sipping on y'all, man. I appreciate all the wonderful things that you're doing. Congratulations on your new hours.
Keep texting, keep calling, keep being you, Truth Nation. Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth.
How is it possible for somebody to be found guilty of something and serve no jail time? How is it possible that someone can get a first offense misdemeanor when it comes to marijuana here in the state of Wisconsin and can face up to 6 months in jail, but 2 men who are convicted of murder get probation? This is not what justice is about. Why does this keep happening, Truth Nation? And why does it always seem like black people die and we don't get the justice that we deserve? How should we react to this? If you commit a crime, you must do the time. If you take somebody's life, you have to pay the cost. I don't care that it was an accident, because it does not make sense to me how someone can be murdered and somehow they get no time. Even if you accidentally kill somebody, you are still a murderer, especially when you plead guilty to felony murder. Marijuana will get you more time in jail than killing somebody, especially when it comes to a black man here in America, unfortunately.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Dad's gonna be far side, good.
What should I do with my dress?
Do little wiggles. The slate's coming in.
What does it feel like when you're down or having a bad day?
It feels sad, like you just don't want to do anything.
All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
He's just in tears in the huddle. I didn't know what to do.
Teachers need tons of help.
Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts, because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
Join the movement. Listen to the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, the locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And look, we got Just Between Friends, mother and daughter duo in the studio. Hey, look, there will be a huge expo at Wisconsin State Expo Center, September 18th through the 21st. This is an event that we've been talking about on the air with Just Between Friends, and I'm happy, Julie, that you're here and your daughter is in studio. Alyssa is in here. Alyssa, how you doing? Your mom came through earlier.
Yes.
And now we get to see the duo. The dynamic duo.
Yes.
Now, for those that are listening, what is Just Between Friends?
Just Between Friends is a organization. We have a resale pop-up event at State Fair Park twice a year, in spring and in fall. We have, right at the moment, we have 575 consigners coming to the sale, and families bring their gently used items, clothing, baby items, books, puzzles, toys, you name it, and they bring their items to sell. And then we have 4 days of shopping.
It seems like when you talk about serving the community, families helping families, this is a great idea because these are consigned items, and when people give, other people get the benefit that may, want to have items, but they can't maybe afford the full price of items. Many times when I see things like this, me and Grandma had to go through this, where she couldn't afford a lot of the higher priced items. But we got gently used items many times when I was a kid. So when I heard of Just Between Friends, this was something that hit me close to home.
Yes, it's such a benefit for families. It's expensive to raise children.
Right.
Alyssa's been doing this, you can say.
Right.
My son is currently 14. I started shopping. My first time at JBF was when I was pregnant with him, and I just was in awe of all the stuff and could not believe it. And being a young mom, we couldn't afford a lot of clothes, but I could go to Just Between Friends and I could get his entire wardrobe for like the price of like 5 items at the regular store, and able to keep them up with the current trends. And my girls are over the moon now with them being 7 and 8. They are in love.
Now, what inspired you to start your own Just Between Friends?
Oh,
and why Milwaukee County?
Well, knowing the previous owners and how amazing they did, and I just wanted to keep going with them, and alongside with my mom, we're able to keep Milwaukee going and enjoying the families and seeing all the kids and parents and grandparents coming through. It's awesome.
Now, in 2 days, they're going to be a pre-sale day, September 18th. Give us a rundown on how people that are listening can get involved, because the 18th is in 2 days.
Yes.
How can they get
fast.
involved? Yeah.
Thursday is our pre-sale day. And why is it important to come to pre-sale day? You'll notice when you shop at JBF, you could have 10 baby seats, the exact same item, and they're priced 10 different ways because it's 10 different consigners. So it's a benefit to come first. You get maybe the best pick, the best price. So we have pre-sale tickets for the pre-sale day. You can get those at milwaukeecounty.jbfsale.com. And we also have an opportunity for our hometown heroes, our teachers and daycare directors and our first responders, and also our first-time parents and first-time grandparents can come at 4 o'clock, and those are free tickets. And you also have to get those free tickets online also.
And many times when we talk about people that are, first-time parents, grandparents, military, daycare directors, they need to have items as well. But there's a deal with that too, where they can come in and they can get tickets and they can participate as well. Explain that right there.
Correct. They get their ticket online at milwaukeecounty.jbfsale.com. It's free. It's a free ticket for to shop the pre-sale day on Thursday from 4 to 9. Your first-time parent, first-time grandparent, you need to set up your home with a lot of things. And at 50 to 90% off on retail prices, it's a win-win situation. So
also consigners, they also can come with a friend.
Correct. Our consigners shop. The perk of being a consigner is you get to shop early. So you're selling your items, you make some money, and then you're also getting to shop early.
Hey, look, this is about to go down at the Wisconsin State Fair Expo Center. Once again, pre-sale date September 18th. Free tickets for first-time parents, grandparents, veterans, first responders, teachers, and daycare directors. Big-time savings, 50 to 90% off. I'm excited because many times when we talk about kids going back to school, you may not have the ability to buy everything that they need to have. But with this event going on during this time, it's perfect timing for people to get involved.
Yes, definitely. I was able to afford to clothe my daughters, my son, a full wardrobe for the price that I could afford.
Mm-hmm.
And they enjoy having those new items that are new to them, but brand new, gently used.
Right. And for a lot of people, many times it's a burden financially. A lot of people are, trying to, fix everything inside a budget. And so this is where we need to be. And I'm telling you, Truth Nation, this is one of those things that I feel passionate about. Because like I said, when I was young and coming up, we couldn't get everything we needed. But it was due to places and sales and things like this that's going on, like Just Between Friends, Milwaukee County, that we were able to have some of the items that I possibly wouldn't have got. Due to me living with my grandmother, her being a single grandparent with me as a grandchild. And I am thankful when I see stuff like this go on where people can actually get things and items and actually, not miss a beat. Basically, I like it.
Yeah. It's a great opportunity for families to help families get those items out of your house and pass it on to a family in need.
So for someone who has never been to a JBF sale, how would you describe this experience?
Amazing. I walked in the door and the first time, and I was in awe of how many items there were to choose from.
It's almost overwhelming, especially being your first time. You don't realize how big 55,000 square feet of baby items is. And we actually go all the way up to teen clothes. So we're clothing children from newborn all the way to teens.
Now, when you talk about families and newborns and daycare people that probably need to have supplies, mm-hmm. What are some of the things that, when you talk to people with this their first time, what should they be looking for? What should they come? What mind frame should they come with? This is a huge space. So do they come an hour early, 2 hours early so they can walk through everything? Or how do they approach that when you have so much inventory?
When I was a first-time mom and my kids were younger, my goal was to get there as soon as I could. Mm-hmm. And being first pick was so much fun. And, you could see everything. The biggest things that go fast are large items. That'd be the strollers, the car seats, the, carriers, anything big you can think of for newborn that is expensive. And most of the time, parents are just looking to get them out of their house since they take up so much room. And you can get some great deals on those large items.
If you could give advice to, any new parent, that comes and they want to be a part of JBF, this situation, what would the advice be? For the new parents.
Don't miss it. Don't miss the opportunity of saving money. Strollers are huge expense.
Right.
And to get a stroller at 50 to 90% off is just a savings, a huge savings for a new parent. And grandparents, that are babysitting for their grandkids, they want to have items at their homes. It's kind of nice to have items that you don't have to pass back and forth. Have an extra car seat for your car. Have an extra crib or toys and things for you to have at your own home. You don't want that added expense to go out into the store and pay huge prices, and this is the way that you can have your own supplies at your own home.
Truth Nation, we got Julie and Alyssa in studio, Just Between Friends. I'm going to tell you right now, this is going down at Wisconsin State Fair Expo Center, September 18th. Once again, pre-sale day is September 18th. Free tickets for first-time parents, grandparents, veterans, first responders, teachers, and daycare directors are online. I'm going to tell you, this is where you got to be. This is where you got to be right now. And I'll say that when I see things like this, once again, for those that are listening, get out, get the deal, get the sales, get there early. It's good to be at these things early because these are not like how you go to like a warehouse where they got a huge supply of everything, So you got to get there early to make sure that you can get some of the things that you may need before it's gone.
Correct. And we got 4 days of shopping.
Mm-hmm.
So on Friday and Saturday, our open days, free tickets are online at MilwaukeeCounty.jbfsale.com. And then Saturday night, we open at our half-price pre-sale, which is, to explain that, all the items, not all the items go half price. It's just the items that do not have a star on them, they go half price that evening. We have a pre-sale night for on Saturday. It is Saturday night. It's 5 to 9.
5 to 9, $5 passes if you want to get in early. Otherwise, on Sunday, the half price opens for everyone else. So those $5 extra that you'll probably save on your very first item that you buy gets you first pick over the public.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful. Now, where can people get the tickets? Because I'll tell you this, once again, we need to understand how to get involved, and the tickets are at
MilwaukeeCounty.jbfsale.com.
Yes.
Just click on Get Tickets.
And if I want to be a consigner, what do I have to do?
Go to the same website at MilwaukeeCounty.jbfsale.com and click on Sell. And you can go to our Sell page and see our seller guidelines and our accepted items list for the sale. This
is huge.
Win-win.
This is huge. Look, I'm encouraging everybody to come out. I'm gonna be outside. I'm gonna be out there trying to, shop and get me something. Maybe I can get me a Michael Parsons jersey from. Maybe I don't think there's anybody willing to come off that Michael Parsons.
No, I don't think they'll be getting rid of those yet.
Not yet. Maybe the Cowboy version. Maybe the Cowboy. Maybe the Dallas Cowboy. I don't want that one. I don't want that one. But anything else that you would want the listeners to know about which you're doing as a mother-daughter duo that's benefiting a lot of families in Milwaukee County?
And that's why we're doing it. It's just about community. It helps people get the items out of their house that they no longer need, and then helps the family that is there to be able to purchase them at a good price. And also, consigners can choose to donate their items if they don't want them back at the end of the sale. So any items that they choose or that don't sell, they can choose to donate it to our charity partner. So it benefits people also in the community that way.
Hey, Alyssa, anything that you want to tell people about the sale that's coming up and how they can help you continue to do the great work?
Honestly, continuing to grow this great community, the moms that we have working with us that are also our team members, they have been doing this for as many years as we have.
Right.
And we couldn't do it without them. And we enjoy seeing those families over and over again. I don't know how many hugs I got at the last sale that were just like, you're doing great. This is awesome. Keep going.
That sounding powerful. That's sounding powerful. I'm about to get out there, and I'm going to tell you this. When we see things moving like this in our community where so many families may need to stay within the budget, you know what I mean? Especially, after a lot of families was hit by the flood.
Correct.
Lost a lot of things that they valued. They can come out, get some things at gently used items and replenish it at a cheaper cost. Hey, that's a win-win. That's a win-win. One more thing. Once again, let's run down date, time, and how can people get involved before we get out of here.
Dates are September 18th through the 21st, so this Thursday through Sunday. Thursday is our pre-sale day. Get tickets online at MilwaukeeCounty.jbfsale.com. Then we have our open to the public days, Friday and Saturday. You can get free tickets online. And then Saturday night, 5 to 9 starts our half-price presale. Any items without a star on the tag go half price. And then Sunday is our final day, so you got to get there. And that's our open to the public half-price presale. Get your free ticket online.
Hey, look, we got the dynamic duo just between friends, mother and daughter, Julie, Alyssa. I appreciate y'all for coming in. Just between friends, Milwaukee County. It's powerful what y'all doing. And like I said, so many families need these resources. And thank you for having these resources for so many families in Milwaukee County.
Thank you. We appreciate your support.
All right. When we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversations. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Do I dare even answer this man's call?
Sure. Are you there?
I ain't even answered the damn call yet, man. Bob, keep this on. Bob, listen to me. Keep this on the subject matter, and if you can, we can't take your call, man. You distracted.
Okay, now look. Since you don't listen to Linda about getting married, at least take that thing around your neck to push when something happens.
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you're so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
The Humane Animal Welfare Society, HAWS, believes in keeping pets healthy and families together. No one should have to choose between rent and veterinary care. The Wellness Clinic at Hawes Animal Shelter in Waukesha offers important basics of dog and cat care to our community. Pet owners can schedule general exams, sick visits, receive vaccinations, even get preventatives and nail trims. Appointments are available weekdays and can be scheduled by calling 262-542-8852. Contact Hawes of Waukesha today for your pet's care.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. A lot of customers might have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home. But when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust them with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Watching them work from idea to installation gives you the ability to see firsthand the care taken to ensure the Pella experience is complete. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Order by the end of the month and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Server restrictions apply at 9/30/2025.
Never miss a moment of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on the new 1017 The Truth.
Violence is a tool. Violence is a tool of oppression. It's a tool of subjugation. It's a tool of manifest destiny. Let's not say all of a sudden, oh, hip-hop music is why people are... No. Y'all know how America was discovered? Murder, slavery, human trafficking. The origins of violence predates hip-hop. Can we at least agree on that?
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. More of The Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Double up. 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies, I just run it up. Never let a hard time humble us. Double up. I ain't telling no lies, I just, I ain't telling no lies, I just
5, 4, 3, 2, that's time. I got to you that money. My dreams come true. My life in diamonds. Who knew? Who knew? Who knew?
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Salute to Julie and Alyssa, Just Between Friends, Milwaukee County. Going down at the Wisconsin Expo Center September 18th for 4 days. Get out there, get your family out there. Go to get some of the things you may have lost that was damaged in the flood for those that are out there that are, without, that have to rebuild. This is a great opportunity to rebuild a lot of the things you may have lost for your children. Hey, school time coming up. Powerful. But this second hour, I wanted to talk about a couple things that was very disturbing. And I think that me and DJ Brother Z, we kind of looked at a couple news stories today and kind of shook our heads. This is something that I got to shake my head to, Truth Nation. I must warn you, these next couple stories are out there on the news feed. They're out there in public, and we're going to discuss these things. So here we go. It's just a sad thing to see that when we talk about our youth, we talk about the children having a nice home, a nice place to live. And there's a story that came out that there was some young children found in the storage unit right here in the city of Milwaukee. And I'll say this, I saw this story and it just made my stomach hurt. It just made my stomach hurt. This is a story that young children were found locked in a storage unit in Milwaukee. This just happened. I saw one of the reporters go live from the storage unit where the kids were found. And it just made me just want to just made me want to puke, because what's going on here in the city of Milwaukee? We know that evictions are high. We know that a lot of women come to me. A lot of women come to me, and I've helped them deal with the evictions. And now we're seeing that kids living in the storage unit. We got video on this. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. Hit the like and subscribe button while you're at it. Let's listen.
Morning, I'm Carl Devenbaugh. Thanks for watching Fox 6 News at 11. We do begin here with breaking news just into our station. Milwaukee police are investigating after 6 young children, one of them just a 2-month-old baby, were found this morning locked in a storage unit. Christina Van Zelst is live outside of the Store Safe location on Milwaukee's north side. Christina, we know a lot of this information is still coming in. You told us a forensic team just pulled up. So what do we know right now? Because this sounds like an awful story.
Yeah, hey, Carl. So to give you an idea where we're at the intersection of 27th and Silver Spring, as you mentioned, standing in front of the Store Safe lot right here. And we did see a forensics truck just pull in about 30 minutes ago. And we know police say that 6 kids were found in a storage unit. Neighbors here did tell me that the unit they believe they're investigating is in the back of the lot. We've driven around and cannot see where investigators are. It's hard to see from our vantage point, but we know that a 2-month-old baby and 5 kids ages 2, 3, 5, 7, and 9 were found. Police are calling this a child abuse and neglect incident, but say no injuries were reported. They were called around 1:30 this morning for reports of kids being locked in a storage unit. When they opened that unit, officers say they found those 6 kids, and a 26-year-old woman and 33-year-old man are now in custody. And as of this point, formal charges are still pending. Of course, this is still a very active investigation, so when we learn any more information, we'll bring it to you. For now, reporting live in Milwaukee, Christina Van Zelst, Fox 6 News.
All right, Christina, on that breaking news for us today. And as she said, much more to come from this as investigators and the forensics team.
This is a woman and a man involved in this, living in this storage unit with these children. Were they able to find housing? Was this their only option, DJ Brother Z? I mean, was this all they could do? I wish I could get in contact with a family member. I wish I could get in contact with somebody that was close to the situation. Because how do you get to the point where they're living in a storage unit. No, they weren't deceased. This was a family living in a storage unit, not really a city girl. No, it's not like they were passed away. At least I didn't get that, DJ Brothers.
No, they said there were no injuries.
No, no injuries. No injuries, nothing like that. I didn't get that from the story, because when I came into the radio station today, I saw a reporter going live outside the storage unit, and they said that this family was found. Now, my thing is, I deal with I've been talking about how bad evictions was.
I'm going to say, it sounds like they just couldn't afford an actual rent in an actual apartment.
And they couldn't find an actual place to live. And I wonder how they got in this situation, because not to say that I'm, saying that, being in the storage unit was, it's not ideal, but this was probably their last resort from having this whole family out on the street.
Their mentality was probably a storage unit is better and safer than being out on the street.
Right. They like, okay, we gonna risk it all and get in this storage unit because we can get a storage unit. Why weren't they able to get a place? I would love to have somebody associated with this family to kind of give me an idea of how the storage unit became the last resort. I see families sitting on the side of the road all the time. I see families sitting outside on the road all the time. I've helped a numerous amount of people get hotels. Understand what I'm saying? Has the price gone up on some of these apartments? Look how many members of the family. It looked like it was 2 adults, 5 children, right? And one was a smaller child, but I just wish I had more information on this. I know the alarming situation that this family was in the storage. I know that sounds alarming. I know that sounds bad. But what was the other option, DJ Brother Z? Sleeping on the bus stop? I don't know if I got to get more information before I start saying that they need to charge this family with crimes. Sometimes you get desperate. Sometimes you get desperate and you got to do what you got to do. When a woman and a couple kids looking in your face and like, we finna sleep out on the street. And the man like, okay, I know where storage unit at. But what led up to this? Renee said a 3-bedroom in the hood now runs $1,200 to $1,500 per month, which is nasty work. Zay says, so they locked the parents up, which creating a bigger issue. Sounds like they were doing what they could. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm going to tell you, I've walked up on families in the wintertime that was in a van heating the car with babies in it. And they said, Tory, we ain't got nowhere to go. We got an eviction on our record. We can't get a place. Then they got to some places now do the credit check, the background check. And some people ain't qualifying. I knew this day was going to come. I knew this day was going to come. Because I've seen it over the years. And now I'm seeing that this man and this woman, without me knowing much detail about what the circumstances are, it seemed like when they went in there, the whole family was in there. So why are they saying it was kids in there when it was the mom and dad in there too? And at first, they made it seem like these kids was just locked in there and it wasn't no adults. But when you listen to the story, it sounded like the whole family was in there. If I'm not mistaken, unless that ain't what I heard. But if the whole family was in there, then what's going on? I want y'all to chime in on this one. 833-212-1017. Is being poor a crime? I don't know. I need a little bit more detail. We got Khalil on the lines. When we come back from break, I want to take a few calls. They said the whole family was in there. Kids had no injuries, but yet they charged them for child neglect. Where's the resources at? The people came over here across the, with the open border without no identification and got a place to stay. But these people finna get charged for trying to find somewhere to go. Hey, I wonder where are the groups that are going to help bail this family out. This sounds like a whole family, man, woman, and child. When we come back, we're going to open up the lines, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Celebrate the reigning queens of disco with Disco Divas, running at the Bradley Symphony Center September 26th through the 28th. Principal Pops conductor Byron Stripling will lead the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and an all-star trio of vocalists in all of your favorite hits from the disco era. Think Donna Summer, Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, and Chaka Khan, as well as the Bee Gees, Earth, Wind & Fire, and even Michael Jackson. Those silky high strings and thumping bass lines will never sound better as you dance and sing along in your seat to tunes like I Will Survive, We Are Family, I'm Coming Out, and more. So what are you waiting for? Get those sequins out of storage and call the box office now at 414-291-7605 for Disco Divas or visit mso.org.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
I want you to really stress the importance of having an ethnically diverse blood supply. But I guess, what do you say to people that, for whatever reason, are apprehensive about giving blood?
It's not by accident that we are building this fixed donation site right in the heart of this Halyard Park, Harambe neighborhood. And to your point, our black and brown donors probably represents the smallest demographic in our donor base. That's attributed to multiple reasons. For those of us that understand the history, there is a lot of underlying mistrust of the healthcare system. And quite frankly, there's already challenges with how busy people are, how accessible they are to even know where to go to donate blood. And let's face it, a lot of folks are scared of needles, right? But when they get through all of that, the importance, I think, is a heavier burden on our black and brown communities, because there are a lot of different blood diseases that require what I'll call more of a match in blood that only comes from people of similar ethnicities. Something that's specific to our black donors and patients is something that I think your listeners are very familiar with: sickle cell disease. The only therapy that get them through their day-to-day life is blood transfusions. And it's not just a what I'll call average or normal blood type or blood transfusion. It's actually a specific blood with a specific type called RO blood. And this RO blood typically only comes from people of African descent and Hispanic descent. And so that's why it's so important that our donor base is diverse, so that it helps our ethnically diverse patient population.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Milwaukee Brewers are back in action this evening, hosting the Los Angeles Angels. The 91-59 Brewers clinch a playoff spot Saturday, the first Major League Baseball team to do so this season. On the mound for the Brewers is Freddie Peralta. First pitch is set for 6:40 p.m. and can be heard on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. Giannis Antetokounmpo scored 30 points and grabbed 17 rebounds, leading Greece to a 92-89 win over Finland in the bronze medal game game at Eurobasket on Sunday.
This is one of the biggest, probably, accomplishments that I've ever accomplished as an athlete. I know I've won an NBA championship, but there's no feeling like representing your national team.
It was the sixth time that Greece has finished on the podium at Eurobasket. This True Sports Update is brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah, call me when you need it late at night. You know I'm sliding.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Okay, we got some. I got this from this article because I kind of got confused. Was everybody in there? Well, now they're saying that Milwaukee police found 6 young children locked in the storage unit on the city's north side early Tuesday, September 16th. The kids range from 2 months to 9 years old. A man and a woman are now in custody in connection with the case. They found the children. Now, I don't think that they have the adults. I'm not seeing where they found the adults and the children in the storage unit at the same time. I'm seeing that now what I'm seeing is that they're saying that the children, a 2-month-old, a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 9-year-old were found with no injuries, but now the male and the female, a 26-year-old woman and a 33-year-old man, were taken into custody. So this may be where the kids were in there separate from the adults, may have gotten arrested in the aftermath. I don't know. I've still got to get more details on this. We got Khalil on the lines. How you doing, Khalil?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Fine.
That's good, man. Yeah, I just wanted to say, man, I kind of feel the same way that you do, man. It seemed to me like if the couple was there with the children, then it seems like it's a case of them criminalizing poverty, you know. But obviously, if the kids were left there alone, then that's a different situation.
Right. It is a different situation.
Yeah, because a 9-year-old can't watch.
Exactly. That would have happened if they'd have came to a home.
Exactly.
They would have definitely been criminalized.
So we need to really know what the charges are that these parents are facing. And you had said, how did they get in this situation, man? It's easy, man, to find yourself in that situation because many people, I would venture to say most people are probably living paycheck to paycheck, you know? And if only one of them has a job, maybe she's getting some type of assistance. But if he's the only one with a job and he loses his job, man, then they're in the world of trouble, you know. And I just kind of went through something like that because I had to have a surgery. I had to have, you know, a surgery which kept me out of work for like 6 weeks. I was lucky that I had paid for short-term disability, which covered me. But then, you know, they only give you a certain percentage of your check, but you don't get, like, you know. So yeah, it's easy, man, to find yourself in that type of situation. But at least both of the parents, you know, it seemed like they're involved. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it don't seem like they just left the kids out in the streets. They were doing what they could to protect them, keep them, you know, somewhere. But you know, maybe they were out trying to find a job. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got child care, then how you gonna even find a job? You know, I mean, it's crazy, man.
Well, it sounds like they said something happened in the morning, like 1 a.m. or something.
Oh, so if it was 1 a.m., then okay, if the kids are locked in there, then how would anybody know unless the kids are screaming? And who would be at the place?
I'm still trying to get more information on this story because when I walked in, this is the story that I was looking at, and the reporter was going live outside the storage unit. And so when we finally got the story that we got from Fox 6, they're saying that the children were found at 1:30 a.m. Locked in the storage unit.
Yeah, if the parents wasn't with them, then that's crazy, you know.
Right. If the parents weren't there, that's a whole different scenario.
Yeah, but in any other case, man, they just criminalizing poverty, you know, and it ain't easy out here, man.
It's not. Know? And I tell people, like, when you talk about you being like, they saying you like 2 paychecks away from being homeless.
Yeah.
You know, if you miss 2 paychecks, you may be homeless.
Yeah, that's for real.
Whether you get sick or whether, a hardship may take place, they said a lot of people ain't nothing but 2 paychecks away from being out here on these streets.
Yeah, man, that's serious, man. That's serious. My sister just lost her job, you know, and so man, it's real out here, man, in these streets, man, you know. But luckily, you know, she's the type of person, you know, she got a master's degree and stuff, so it don't usually take her long to find a job. But you know, average person just working at a entry level position, you know, man. I mean, it's jobs out here, but you know, it ain't always easy to secure one.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. All right, Khalil, thank you for tapping in. I'll say this, you know, when I hear a story like this, I don't know all the dynamics of this situation. That's why I'm hoping that a family may call in or somebody that's closer to the family that can give me a little bit more insight on this situation. But I deal with a lot of people that have nowhere to go that call me and say that they're about to be evicted. They don't have nowhere to go. I just had somebody in my inbox. When I go to break and come back, I'll read what this person just texted me 2 days ago, that they're about to be homeless. It's a lot of things going on that we need to start paying attention to, because evictions was already high. Evictions was already going crazy. Before COVID hit, I was dealing with a lot of women that were being evicted. And then when COVID hit, they put the pause on the evictions. Like they weren't, a lot of people were able to stay in their houses due to they couldn't be kicked out. And so now after all of that's done, I call it the landlord's revenge, where they couldn't get their money during COVID, but now they not playing around. If you don't got my money, I'm going to file this. I'm getting you out. And a lot of people don't blame the landlords for doing all of that. But it's a lot of people that's homeless or about to be homeless in the city of Milwaukee. And it's largely women with children. That's what I'm seeing, largely with females with kids, single mothers. When we come back, we got Winky Blue. We got some talk to text. We got some chat. We're going to try to get to it all when we get back. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's recognizing that there are people in the world that only have one word on their mind and heart when they become emotional and something happens to someone they like. They become irrational, they become fixated, and they do to others what they believe was done to them. The one thing everybody in America right now today, with the death of Charlie Kirk, the one thing they need to fear is retaliation.
Listen to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. A lot of customers might have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home. But when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust them with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Watching them work from idea to installation gives you the ability to see firsthand the care taken to ensure the Pella experience is complete. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Order by the end of the month and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Serve restrictions apply. It's 9/30/2025.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Serious truck crash? Call Gruber Law Offices today.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
One 7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show, DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Children were found locked in a storage unit on the north side. Parents have been arrested. We chiming in on this story. We have the details that have been given to us through the media. Parents are facing charges. The kids are probably in the hands of Child Protective Services. But why did this family end up in this situation? What were the circumstances? Was this out of just them being careless or desperate? We don't know. We got Winky Blue on the lines. Winky Blue.
Hey,
how you doing, brother? Good afternoon
to you, Doc. Good afternoon to you. Well, you know, Doc, this ain't nothing new, man, because they found people and had to evict people out of U-Haul storage over on State Street. You know, so this. Hold on for me.
Hello, Winky. Winky may have to call back.
Okay, then, my man. I got you.
All right. Winky may have to call back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, I didn't know. I thought I lost you.
Okay, I'm just saying. I heard a bunch of people in the back.
Right. I thought I lost you. But anyway, the deal is this, man. They evicted people out of U-Haul over on State Street and other storage places. What it is these people probably was evicted, and they put their stuff in storage, and after realizing that there's no other place to go, they found themselves there. Now, 1 o'clock in the morning, I don't know, somebody might have been going there to check on their stuff, heard the little 2-month-old baby crying, okay? I don't know what draws the police. What draws the police there? To find some shelter.
Winky, your phone is messing up. You may have to redial in.
Or was they there? Huh?
And we couldn't hear nothing you were saying, Winky. Your phone was going in and out.
Okay. Well, the thing is, man, we're trying to figure out where the parents were. Were they actually in there? Because the media got a way of putting a spin on something and making it seem like nobody was there, you know, and making it seem like those kids were locked into themselves. I mean, that makes good news. You know what I'm saying? So, but if the parents were there, all right, then these people had no other place. They went to a place where they probably were evicted, put their storage stuff in there. And if that be the case, where's the mayor? That mayor don't want to be reelected. This is is the time right here for him to stand up and stunt and get out there, put them people in some kind of place, man, where they can live. You know, at least, I mean, they go and get the people from under the bridge, out the tents, give them people Section 8 up to a year. And if you can complete that program that they have for these people, then you get your Section 8. You know, so permanent. So I mean, where is the mayor at on a situation? People are living in storages in his city, but he's constantly raising the taxes and doing this. Like, them people, man, were put in that position. And I tell you one thing, you said a while back, you said this is the revenge of the landlords due to that COVID. And, man, they coming hard. Because some of these houses, you know good and well, ain't no house supposed to be no $1,500 to it.
Right.
Not in the hood. What you paying for? Because it's antique and insufficient and the air going out the windows? Come on, man. Come
the windows
on now.
ain't even updated.
It's crazy. I got to go.
All right, Brother Wink. We got White Widow on the lines. Let's get White Widow in here. How you doing, White Widow?
All right, thank you. Hey, Tory.
How you doing? How you doing, White Widow?
Doing good. Listen, let's not forget, storage units are locked from the outside. So, no, this isn't a thing of poverty. This isn't a thing where they were forced into a situation. This is neglect. It's locked from the outside. And also, if there was a fire or those children needed to be taken out of that unit for an emergency situation, who's got the lock? The time spent in getting the owner or getting the person who runs that storage unit to cut that lock, it's unacceptable. I'm sorry about it. It's unacceptable. You know, there's sometimes when you just have to turn things over. Those children should have placed in temporary foster home in that situation. Hey, I was in a storage unit. I'm there. Next thing you know, the thing rolls up across from me. Boom, here's Boston. Man, and the guy was walking around the place where he said he had a open carry. The guy's walking around with a gun on his hip. He's living there. He's having the lady who works there plug his coffee pot in the morning. And he got jazzy. Yeah, people are living in storage units. Individuals, adults. But you can't do that to a child. So, you know, my vote is NO on that one. And I don't think poverty is an excuse. So, okay, well, other than that, I forgot what else I was going to talk about. You have a good day.
White Widow. Hey, look, people going to weigh in on how they feel. I'll say this. I need more information on this. I'm going to put something out. I'm going to pull a feeler out on this one. If anybody from that knows these people or the circumstances to come and give me a little bit more detail on this, because was this out of being desperate or out of being neglect? That's my question. If they were desperate and they did it, and this was one of the only options that they had to live, that's a different story. But if they were being neglectful, then that's a different story. And I don't know exactly where this at, because I don't know any more details than what I'm seeing. Hey, look, I'll say this. I see so many different scenarios when I'm out here as an advocate, and I've helped so many different people in so many different scenarios. I'll say this storage, I never had a family in the storage unit, and I'm not here to judge how they ended up in the storage unit, because if it's neglect, then they get what they deserve. But if it was something desperate where they had nowhere else to turn, then that's a different conversation. That's a different conversation. All I know is that for the last couple of years, people was coming to this country with no paperwork, and they was getting a place to sleep. And they got funding, they got money, they got help, resources, until Trump got in office and started working against it. Understand what I'm saying? And so if we got black people that this is all they can do, this is all they got, I don't know. Like I said, this is neglect or desperate. Because if it's desperate, then I'm going to have that's a whole different conversation. Hey, look, when we come back, we got a couple more stories that I need to get to, because these are stories that are out here floating around that we have to address. We're going to talk about it when we get back. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Dad's gonna be far side, good.
What should I do with my dress? Do little wiggles.
The slate's coming in.
What does it feel like when you're down or having a bad day?
It feels sad, like you just don't want to do anything.
All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
He's just in tears in the huddle. I didn't know what to do.
Teachers need tons of help.
Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
Dear employer,
my name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Raskovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Deiser. I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum,
I possess a unique set of skills
that sets me apart from other candidates.
My detail-oriented nature allows me to communicate complex ideas, to break down data, to have no fear in meeting new people.
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
Structure, routine,
and clear expectation.
Help me do my best work.
My autism allows me to have a perspective that needs to be seen and heard.
It allows me to make the world safer and improve systems in ways others can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
My autism
will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
Listen to the man who tells you exactly how he sees it. The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah, Milwaukee, stand up, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah, Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We about that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready, we ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the third hour of the Tory Lowe Show. It's so much going on during this break, us trying to get more information on what happened with these children at the storage unit. We've been looking into some of the details. Once again, it's kind of the same details that kind of we've been discussing so far. But if the children were there at 1:30 a.m., my thing is, were the parents there around the facility, or were they gone? And a lot of people would say, hey, look, were they out kicking it? Why the kids was in the storage unit? Because it was 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m., and if the parents weren't in there with them, where were they? Okay, so that's a huge question. And like I said, if they were they out kicking it? Were they at work? Were they being irresponsible? Were they out looking for food? What was going on with this? What was going on with the situation? I think we got another article we trying to load up that may give us a little bit more detail on this. But there's a couple stories that I do want to get to after we get this one out the way. We got Lisa on the lines. How you doing, Lisa?
I'm good, Tory. How are you?
Blessings, Queen.
Okay, I just heard Winky Blue, and I understand what he's saying. The media can turn things around. Until you know the entire truth, like you said, I'm trying to keep this positive, and I don't think negative about anyone. But how do we not know, like, if the parents were there, or if they both had third shift jobs,
right?
Or if they lost their house, or where they were renting in the storm and didn't have another place to go,
right?
But they had a roof over their head. They had to do what they had to do. So stop judging until if you've never been in no one's shoes, don't assume negative. Let's just hear what the facts are, and stop judging things before you know what the story is all about. Mm-hmm. So let's just keep them in our prayers and make sure they're okay.
I agree.
And hopefully, I'm just hoping the parents were there, and they trying to do their best and see what we can do and help them or any type of way. So y'all stop assuming. Just stop assuming, and keep your hearts full with love. And just this is hard. These landlords out here. Let me tell y'all people something. I'm a landlord. I don't play. I live nice. I want my tenants to live nice. If something goes wrong, you better call me. I don't want no plumbing problem or anything. I don't do roaches. I don't do none of that. Look, if my place is nice, I'm going to charge you. Like this, my niece said, this ain't Minnesota. Yeah, you can get a 4-bedroom house, 2,500, 3,000 square foot for $1,500 to $1,600. But you talking about look. I remodel my stuff. I don't like that old woodwork or anything. You get in contemporary living with me. The way I live, you're going to live too. So you people that's renting, if you do not get what you expect and what you want, if you got bugs or whatever, landlord, get your butt over here and fix it. Landlord, do you got insurance on this property? If a fire or something happens, look, we out here with nothing. But you still want your rent. You're not gonna get your rent. And if y'all paying rent and don't have a place to stay, you done lost your mind.
I agree. Hey, this is a tough situation to digest because we don't have all the pieces to this, and it's interesting to see how people, when they hear kids in the storage unit, but it's a male and female. This sounds like a family to me. This sounds like a family that's trying to put a roof over their heads by any means necessary. I'm just hoping it's not neglect, and it may be out of desperate. They maybe have been desperate. I don't know. It's one or the other. It's either one. And I'm going to get to the bottom of it because, like I said, I'm going to put it out there. Somebody knows something. We got a news article, too, to play to see if we can get a little bit more information on what happened at this storage. If you're watching this, we broadcast live, hit the like and subscribe button. Let's listen.
Found locked inside of a storage unit overnight on Milwaukee's north side. Milwaukee police say 2 adults have been arrested. Our Jenna Ray has been at that storage unit on 27th and Silver Spring all morning long. And Jenna, what details have you been able to find out about this?
Adriana, just a few minutes ago, we saw a Milwaukee police forensics unit van pulling out of this lot behind me. We saw them come in about an hour and a half ago looking at a storage unit just behind those gates. We know Milwaukee police right now is investigating after 6 children were found locked at this facility overnight. Here's some video that we've gathered today, and we've talked with some neighbors. One neighbor tells us that she's seen kids with 2 adults walking in and around the storage unit since this summer. The neighbor didn't want to go on camera, but she told me that she saw what she described as a family leaving every morning and then returning at night. Police say they were called to the storage facility early this morning for a report of children being locked in a unit. When they got in, they found a 2-month-old, 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, 7-year-old, and a 9-year-old. We're told the kids have no injuries. A 26-year-old female and a 33-year-old male were taken into custody.
You don't see kids in here, ever. So how is that possible?
And to hear that there were several kids that were found locked in a storage unit at this facility that you use regularly, what's your reaction to that?
I'm confused. How is that possible with the cameras here? Wouldn't they have noticed that?
It's a question a lot of people have been asking us as they've been coming in and out of this storage unit to use their own spaces and facilities. Today, we've seen cameras along the property, and we've reached out to StoreSafe to figure out how this was able to happen. We're live on Milwaukee's north side.
Look, I'll say this. They got cameras, And like White Widow said, the storage unit got to be locked from the outside. So somebody locked the door for them to be locked in if they were locked in. I'm talking about the lock to the storage unit. So what is this? Is it neglect or desperate? Is it was this family, this is all they had? They couldn't get a place? They had to do what they had to do? Or was this neglect? Was this something that was something more mischievous going on? I don't know. All I'm saying is I've dealt with so many families that didn't have anywhere to go, that it was sleeping in their cars, trying to find a space, sleeping in tents at Tent City at one point, trying to get a place to stay. And it was eventually going to happen with the storage unit. It was going to eventually happen if that was the case. We got Eddie on the lines. Eddie, how you doing, Eddie?
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Good day. Good day, Tory Lowe. Hey, I'm supposed to give you a shout out. A guy at lunch told me, we listen to the Tory Lowe show. We love Tory. We love his show. We love all the hijinks. And those guys are from Midwest Custom Wraps over on Deerbrook Trail. Do you know where that is on the north side?
Yeah, I know where Deerbrook Trail is.
Yeah, they do custom wraps over there, and they do a great job. I've never been disappointed in the work they've done. But Elias told me to tell you hi.
That's powerful.
And they're a big fan.
Thank you.
Big fans
Salute.
over there, Tory. They love the show, they said.
That's powerful.
So, Tory, let me talk about this a little bit, okay? I had a storage unit here on the east side for years, and there was a gentleman who was literally living in his storage unit, and everybody knew about it. Everybody knew about it, and it was kind of an understanding that this guy didn't have much. He didn't have much to his name. He didn't have much money. He might have gotten a little Social Security or something, enough to live on to eat and stuff, but he was able, and everybody knew it. This wasn't for a year or two. This was for years, okay? And the management was kind enough to kind of turn a blind eye to it.
Oh, wow.
They had certain rules. There's certain rules, and always kept to the rules. But everybody knew about it. He was like a resident of the storage facility. He had like a 10 by 10. He had like a futon up there and a dresser and books and a reading lamp and a chair. I mean, it was like a little studio apartment. I kind of got a kick out of it. And when I had a place in Los Angeles, I had rented some storage units, okay? And there were people living there. And it was kind of the understanding like, hey, rents are so damn high. A one-bedroom apartment in Milwaukee that would be now, let's say $1,000 a month. In LA is like $3,200 a month in the same kind of neighborhood. So a lot of people only making $3,200 a month or $4,200 a month. So I've seen people do this every once in a while. We go to a storage unit and there's a family living there or a couple and their kid. I've seen it. Usually it's just the adults. I think if the kids are frolicking around or you have a baby and the baby's screaming, that's going to be an issue. But they have YouTube channels where people have a YouTube channel and they live at a storage facility, right? And they've got it all rigged up. They got a sink in there. They've got a toilet, the whole bit. Everything's just portable, right? And so I've seen this before. It's no shock to me. And I think if those kids at least had a roof over their head, food in their bellies, and, a decent place to sleep, it beats sleeping in a car. It beats sleeping under a bridge or even at a homeless shelter where you don't know who's sleeping next to you, and you could get bed bugs. So I don't think it's the end of the world, but I don't think it should be a permanent thing. You got to do that, I guess do it for a few weeks, get up some money for rent or whatever you have to do. But I've seen this before. I've seen it, I think more than people would guess. I've seen it.
So you think that when you hear a situation like this, many times this is probably all they have, one of the only options they may have.
Well, if they were loaded and they had $300,000 in their checking account, right, and great credit, they wouldn't be in this position.
Right.
They're desperate, and this is the best they can do. And I got to be honest, if they do it temporarily until they get up a few paychecks for first month's rent, last month's rent, security deposit, the tangibles, right, they're going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We've heard rock stars who were like, I moved out to L.A. in the 80s. I had to sleep in my car for, a year. Nobody bats an eye at that. It's kind of folklore to people, right?
Right.
Well, this is better than sleeping in the back of a car. You see all these YouTube videos where people they're living in their vans. They go out west. They do their work online on their laptop at a Starbucks in Albuquerque or a Starbucks in Phoenix or Scottsdale or Las Vegas, and they just travel. They're like nomads. It's not that rare, and it's not that far-fetched that this stuff goes on. I mean, I've seen it from my travels. So I've met people like this who just kind of live in their truck. And quite frankly, I got to be honest, they seem pretty happy. When you go to L.A. and they're living, their van is parked in a parking lot on the beach, and they know what time to move it where every day, right? They have their routine, and there's certain streets where you can literally park your truck, and the laws grandfather you in. So some guys haven't moved their vehicle. Like, they move it once a year. Once a year, they move their Winnebago or something.
Well, that's when you
and
see
they do it at 3 a.m.
Well, when you see the headlines, kids in the storage, locked in the storage, but yet you also see that they were unharmed, and then you start seeing that people saying that this family has been in that unit or at that storage facility the whole summer. There's cameras. Was the storage unit turning a blind eye to it?
Of course they were. They would have had to know. A lot of those cameras are motion sensitive. Somebody would have said something. Of course they're turning a blind eye. They probably have a little empathy. And if CPS gets a hold of this and they assess the children's welfare emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, and the kids are okay, well, then you move forward, maybe put them in Section 8 or get emergency housing. But there's a lot worse things than this. All of us have known people, they were so broke, they had to literally live in their car. I mean, I've seen people. I've been on the road where I meet people, and they're living in their car. So you give them $20 for food or gas or something. It's not that shocking. It's far more common than I think anybody realizes.
Wow. Well, this is a lot going on. I appreciate you for tapping in, Eddie. Let's get Kathy on the lines. Kathy has a comment. How you doing, Kathy?
Good afternoon. I'm doing pretty good. No, I hate to hear that. I'm hoping that the parents or these two people are with the children, not gone somewhere. But that being said, I don't know if we need to. Maybe we don't have to go to GoFundMe, raise their money, try to give them some money so they can get on their feet. But the biggest thing is we help out for 3 months. If they have no way of getting a job in 3 months to maintain that place, that might be a problem too. But like you said, they brought people in here. I knew personally a pastor used to come to the meetings at the community brainstorm. A lot of people came here as refugees. They gave them apartments and stuff. They gave them places to live and paid the landlord the money.
Right. That's what happened. A lot of people came here from, God knows where, and they got put up. There were some people got put up right here in the city of Milwaukee. Okay? So when you talk about a man and a woman, got the kids in the storage, kids are unharmed. Now I got to figure out, a little bit more details before I go in and say this is what this is. T. Hayes, how you doing, T. Hayes?
How you doing, Tory?
Blessings,
I went up to Hyden, Wisconsin with you, man. I'm just chiming in on this topic, man. I agree with you, though. That's sad, though, but the parents probably was backed into the corner, had no other choice but to have the kids in there in safety. They was safe from being outside in the street, so they probably thought that was a better option for them. But we got to find out all the elements and all the truths, though, before we can make an end and determination about it. But I agree with you, brother. So that's all I want to chime in and talk about.
Thank you. Hey, I appreciate you for coming out to the call to action as well, T. Hayes. Once again, thank you for all that you're trying to do to help this community as well. Miss Nikki, how you doing?
Hey, Tory. Good afternoon.
How you doing, Queen?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for taking my call. Yeah, I have, hearing about this story, it hurts my heart tremendously, and I'm so happy that you're going to look into it. The one question I have, if this happened this morning, that means the students the kids who were of age to be in school should have been in school, right? And then there is it's called the McKinney-Vento Homeless Assistance Act. There's like different monies, just so you know, if you're not aware, that the schools do have if some of them were school age, right? The assist students when they're homeless. So as you're going out to help out this family, I would strongly suggest that those parents most definitely reach out to the social workers if they, you know, go to school here or whatever the situation may be. But reach out to those social workers and see what assistance can be provided for those kids because they are homeless. But I kind of agree, you know, a desperate times call for desperate measures. And we know that the situation in housing in Milwaukee is getting more scarce, right? So I am happy that, you know, the kids were not harmed and they were in a safe location. But my goodness, could you imagine like the trauma that comes along with that? I've been homeless before, so things of that nature, and I still remember those things. Fortunately, my kids have not had to experience that. So whenever I hear, you know, those situations like that with kids, you know, it does break my heart. But I just want to give some of that information if you were not aware, and hopefully the parents could reach out to get some assistance as well.
Hey, I agree. Like, you never know what nobody's situation is. First of all, you never know what somebody's going through. And this is why I say I have to be active in understanding the current frequency of my community instead of going by the mainstream media, because I deal with these families that have nowhere to go all the time for the last decade. Now, I need a little bit more detail. That's why I'm hoping that I can contact, or somebody that was closer to the situation can actually give me a little bit more information on what's happening. But if it's out of desperate, then we got to do something about it. If it's out of neglect, then it ain't nothing we can do about it. I understand what I'm saying. But look, when we come back, I guess we ain't going to get to the other stories, DJ Brother Z.
But I feel like we should. We going to have to squeeze the time in for at least one of them.
For at least one of them. But we got some callers on the lines. They want to talk about the storage, what's going on with the storage unit. We're going to take a few more calls. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Truth Nation, it's time to tap in. Them lines got that smoke. Call now at 833-212-1017 so we can put you in rotation. Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Need a way to hype up your day?
Hey, is this Carolyn?
It is.
Congratulations, Carolyn. You just won this.
Congratulations.
Woo!
God is good all the time.
What would you do with $5,000?
I'm going to buy my nieces some school clothes because my nephew just passed away.
Aww.
So I'm going to get them some clothes.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Celebrate the reigning queens of disco with Disco Divas, running at the Bradley Symphony Center September 26th through the 28th. Principal Pops conductor Byron Stripling will lead the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and an all-star trio of vocalists in all of your favorite hits from the disco era. Think Donna Summer, Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, and Chaka Khan, as well as the Bee Gees, Earth, Wind & Fire, and even Michael Jackson. Those silky high strings and thumping bass lines will never sound better as you dance and sing along in your seat to tunes like I Will Survive, We Are Family, I'm Coming Out, and more. So what are you waiting for? Get those sequins out of storage and call the box office now at 414-291-7605 for Disco Divas or visit mso.org.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Friday Night Lights now officially lives here. 101.7 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette Hilltoppers football. Tune in Friday night as the Hilltoppers travel to take on the Economawalk Raccoons. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.G. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burkhart Sporting Goods.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, big news. Cousin Subs just got crispier. That's right. Our brand new crispy chicken tenders are here. Dip them in your favorite sauce or try them stacked in one of two mouth-watering subs. The classic crispy chicken or the bold, flavor-packed Buffalo Ranch crispy chicken, all served on our fresh baked bread made with the quality you can taste. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only for a limited time. Do not wait. Order in-store, online, or on Cousin Subs app today. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Also tune into the award-winning 101.7 The Truth Black Business Give Back Spotlight this Friday at 3:57 p.m. between the Tory Lowe Show and The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. Kyle Wallace will be talking to Sensory Irving, founder and executive director at Resources and Beyond. They will discuss Irving's efforts in creating family stability for people in Milwaukee and why he opened up a community food pantry to provide the necessary resources to those in need in our community. Once again, that's the Black Business Give Back Spotlight this Friday at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. The storage thing is taking up a lot of space. No pun intended on the show. Bruh. Hey, but we got Tanika. How you doing, Tanika?
I wish I could say I was doing better, but this has pulled me off my square at work today. I was in the comments earlier, and I got out after kind of going back and forth with folks for a little bit, and normally I don't get in the chat, and I definitely do not call. But this is really, not only is it upsetting that this is a family that's going through this, but it's the response and what I perceive as a lack of empathy. Regardless of how they got there, why they're there, what they did or didn't do, they were there.
Right.
I see people in the comments saying, well, why were kids there? Why weren't they in school? They've been there all summer. Why would they be there at 1 a.m.? No child is in school at 1 a.m. Well, was the mom pregnant? Were mom and dad out working? Were they locked in or locked out? Can you lock it from the inside or lock? None of that matters. Whether that facility had clocked this family and saw them coming and going all summer and said, well, we don't mind our business. They pay the bill every month. If that's what they felt was the only means they had, that says a lot about the bigger issue of resources or lack thereof in the city. And stigma attached when you say, I need help. Because the previous caller, she mentioned something that's very much true, the McKinney Act. If you have a child in school and you have unstable housing and work couch surfing place to place, I can have my child picked up door-to-door service at any address that I call in from at 5, 6 a.m. in the morning so that my child can stay enrolled at the school that I chose before we became unstable. But if I'm too afraid to tell the teacher or the social worker or the principal because I'm afraid they're going to take my child or demonize me as the parent and deem me irresponsible, I may not say anything.
Right.
Even if that means my child misses school or goes hungry or we're sleeping now in a storage facility. I just feel like people really need to check themselves. We all have opinions. We all can analyze situations. But at this point, I don't feel like this family should be demonized and punished criminally for what they resorted to, especially if there is no neglect that's found. They said the children were found uninjured, but it's just the people's response. Empathy is something that we really, really are lacking, especially people that have never gone through this or had it touch them personally through a friend or a loved one that's experienced this. But empathy, that is what's lacking. That's what made me call. That's what's been bothering me at my desk for the last 2 hours, is just this exchange in the chat. So that's all I wanted to say.
All right, Tanisha, thank you. Hey, look, like I said, I've seen people do desperate things. Desperate times calls for desperate measures, and this seems like, well, on the surface, ideally may be a desperate situation, but like I said, it may take a little bit more looking into to make sure that we can understand exactly what it is. But we're gonna look into this and see exactly what it is. Tracy, how you doing, Tracy?
All right. Just calling in and voice my opinion. What's weird about this is people really don't know what's really going on. I done been there and been through that. You know, I done been homeless before, slept in homeless shelters. I know people right now that got a full-time job, both parents, and they still homeless. So you can't people just be in these chats and doing all this. They have no idea how quick you can become homeless.
Right.
The landlord been through this before. Landlord just sold the building from up under. He wasn't paying the mortgage, so they foreclosed on it. So what happened? Renter, what we gonna do? Now we gotta scramble and find a place, sleeping in the car. It's embarrassing when you got a full-time job. However, what these people have seemed to have done is desperate. What you gonna do? You gotta have a roof over your head, and they didn't have them on the street. They wasn't letting them rip and run in the street. They provided them with that shelter. It's more to it than that. It's something deeper than that. And they ain't the only ones going through it. Right. This is happening all over the United States. And people just need to realize, just because you got a job, that don't mean nothing. You get fired, it's over. If you living from check to check and you get fired, what you gonna do? If you don't have family that can take the kids in, you don't want to tell the social worker because you know they gonna start saying this and that. The kids ain't eating, they don't have a roof over their head. So you could actually make the situation worse than it is. So now you homeless and the kids is in foster care. Now what?
It could go from night to day at any time, from day to night at any time. America is one of those countries where, like, you know, you could be broke and hit the lottery, or you can go bankrupt, and still be broke after that, or you can have money and go to being homeless in just a matter of a couple hardships. Understand what I'm saying? But this is why this is more concerning to a lot of people, because this could happen to any one of us, where we may have what we think we need right now, and tomorrow we got to try to tap into some resources, and we're desperate to make sure that we continue to take care of our families or put a roof over our heads. And you may look and say, okay, I got a storage unit. Okay, it can happen. Also, there's something going on with Metcalf Park. Metcalf Park to celebrate new community fridge with ribbon cutting at Trickleby Cafe. This is in response to the closure of the Pick and Save at Metcalf Park. The closure that they're concerned with the gap in resources to healthy foods, and local community leaders and organizations, they came together and they're launching a free community fridge at Trickleby Cafe. The community fridge is funded by 1MKE community grant. There will be donations of fresh food and produce and healthy food items donated by local farms, organizations, and community members. This will be free for anyone who needs the fresh fruits, and other items during the cafe's open hours. The project aims to provide immediate food access while inspiring future long-term community solutions with the hope to be used as a template for a suitable community fridge in other neighborhoods. For details, this is going to happen. This ribbon cutting in Metcalf Park is going to happen September 17th, 2025, time 11:30 a.m. Location, Trickle B Cafe, 4424 West North Avenue, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Ribbon cutting ceremony led by Melanie McCurtis of Metcalf Park Community. This is something that people have been talking about, that since the pick and saves are going to be no longer around and these food deserts are about to happen, Metcalf Park is starting to come up with innovative ideas of a community fridge. Once again, salute to Metcalf Park, salute to 1MKE for stepping up and trying to fill the gap when it comes to a lot of these pick and saves closing down in our communities and trying to stop the gap in produce in our communities. Many times we look at our communities and we see gas stations and convenience stores and things like that. And when it comes to fresh produce, it's a lack thereof. So once again, salute to Metcalf Park and this community fridge. Salute to 1MKE for providing the community grant. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll be joined on the lines by advocate Arthur Elizabeth Brown. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tracy, going back to the process, and as it relates specifically to the partnership that Old National Bank has with Housing Resource, what does the process consist of when coming through this program?
It's a referral process. We work with clients that first-time homeowners that may not have the counseling that they need. They may not have the equity, the down payment that they need. So we refer them to our partners like HRI or Housing Resources, Inc., because we recognize that those organizations, they have the resources, they have the tutorial documentation and all of those things that are necessary for first-time homeowners that don't know the process, may not know the system, may not know what's required for home ownership. So working with Housing Resources, Inc. and other partnerships that we have like through WIDA has been very, very advantageous, not only for us, but also the organizations, but also for the community.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Kyle Wallace with his truth.
Truth Nation, I guess I've officially graduated from big bro to unk status, at least according to my little cousin. That's what he said. Now, at first I pushed back a little bit, and I was offended by the assertion that I was old enough to be unk. But after a little thought, y'all, I actually embraced the label of being unk and the responsibility which comes with being quote-unquote unk. See, as unk, I think it's my duty to look out for and support the youth and young cats coming up after me. Embrace the role as being a mentor and role model and aim to protect our kids at all costs. With the news cycle always seemingly being negative towards the youth, we need to take it back upon ourselves to change the narrative and uplift our youth. Our kids are so much more than fights, stolen cars, Kia boys, or acting a fool in public. We can't allow a small population of children to depict who our kids really are in the city of Milwaukee. You have to resist the urge to want to bash our kids and be so quick to pass judgment or disparage the youth. And we gotta stop acting as if we were not once in their shoes, making poor decisions, having regrets. I know we have all been there. Now, regardless of how funny it may sound to say YN, don't label our kids that. That is far from a term of endearment, and we have to remember you become what people call you. If someone calls you dumb over and over and over again, you may start believing that you are dumb, and you may start start having self-doubt in oneself. Don't put that type of self-hating energy on our youth, Milwaukee. We need to call them YKs and YQs for young kings and young queens, even when they might frustrate you. Remember, they are still only kids. With the summer being here, there is no better time to encourage them to aspire to be great. Give them positive reinforcement. Give them positive affirmation until we get it through their minds on who they really are and what they can become. An unstoppable force of greatness.
Listen to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace weekdays from noon to 1 p.m.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Dave and John founded FUBU back in 1992 and used that as a springboard into a highly successful career as an entrepreneur. But today's retail climate is a lot different. Speaking to Bloomberg at the Uncharted Annual Summit, John talked about one big innovation in retail, live selling.
There's an app called Whatnot, right? And people have 20-second auctions for one little device, or let's say a makeup sells for about $12. Now, they can do this 3 separate times in 1 minute, right? So they make a profit about $4 every time they sell it. So now all of a sudden, $12 a minute. You times that, because now they have friends coming on everything, you times that by 16 hours a day.
John is confident that people could continue to make new companies like FUBU today, but he thinks innovations like live selling might replace more traditional retail models for future entrepreneurs. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Nobody pray for me. It been a day for me. Yeah.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Joining me on the lines, advocate, author Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Queen?
Salute, King. It's Tuesday.
Hey, it's Tuesday. It's a story. A family of a Delta State student found hung on campus. The family is speaking out. Also, a law firm is ordering for an independent autopsy as they wait on the crime lab results of this potential lynching. It's a lot going on with this story.
It is, and it's nothing new coming from that college. Again, I remember a sit-in that they had due to the racial tensions that was happening. But how do somebody hang themselves with 2 broken arms and a broken leg?
That's what they're saying.
It absolutely makes no sense. Not only that, we have heard of several black men being hung and it being called suicide for some odd reason. Like, the family is not going to look deeper. We just got to keep our head on a swivel. We got to make sure we're able to pivot, and we have to make sure that we are looking out for ourselves, because right now, the culture of what's taking place, the energies that are low vibrating are seeming to be, moving at a higher pace around these times, especially, again, we're talking about, black men being hung. I done just heard about too many in the last couple months.
Well,
so, it's definitely something going on, but
they're saying
we definitely need to stay on top of that.
DeMar Travion, a.k.a. Trey Reed, 21 years old, was found just after 7 a.m. Monday hanging from a tree on the central campus of DSU near the school's pickleball courts. We got audio of the family speaking out. If you're watching as we broadcast live, let's listen to what the family has to say.
A student was found on a campus hanging from a tree this morning. Campus officials and police made the announcement just a couple of hours ago in a news conference. 16 WAPT's Ross Adams live in the studio this afternoon. He's been following the story at Delta State all day. Ross, what are investigators saying?
Well, Tory, we are just hours into the investigation of this disturbing discovery on the Cleveland campus. Now, here is what we know right now. According to the Delta State Police Chief, they got a call around 7 o'clock Monday morning. First officers on the scene found the body of 21-year-old DeMar Travion Trey Reed. He was hanging from a tree near the pickleball court that's in the central part of the campus. Reed is a Delta State student from Grenada. Now, there is already rampant social media speculation about what happened to Reed. At this point, investigators say there is no evidence of foul play.
But we, of course, again, with our partners, we've investigated every avenue, and again, we continue to investigate.
The university has contacted the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, Cleveland Police Department, and the Bolivar County Sheriff's Office to assist them in the investigation. Today was supposed to be a happy day on the Delta State campus, celebrating its 100th anniversary. Instead, they are mourning the loss of this student. Classes were canceled.
They're saying allegedly, like you said, I'm hearing it too, that he had broken arms and a broken leg.
And bruises all over his body.
Bruises.
Again, that was just like the other. Again, they always saying that foul play is not involved, but how the hell do you explain, first of all, what black man gonna choose to go hang himself in a tree? First of all, okay, we know the history of lynching. You understand what I'm saying? We know that this campus, Delta State, is known for the racial undertones, and there's a culture around. Again, salute to all of the individuals on social media that's making this go big, because again, this is what we're going to have to do. Clearly, they don't want to do their job. Clearly, they believe that people of our descent would go to the worst way to die. Like we would string ourselves up. Like, I mean,
hey,
I'm appalled.
This is not something that we hadn't dealt with here in Wisconsin with the young 14-year-old in the barn.
That part.
Near, I'll say Highland. This is what the mother told me is Highland, but I guess now the township is Pulaski, Wisconsin, where the situation took place, Pulaski, Wisconsin, and they tried to cover that up, saying that there was no racial motives. When you see the video,
that part.
They were saying, you heard the N-word multiple times, but yet this is not a racially motivated attack.
Again, we was just talking about it yesterday, how Charlie Kirk, now they done flipped it on black folks. You understand what I'm saying?
With
like,
the HBCUs.
At the end of the day, we understand what's taking place. And again, we can't expect them to do a damn thing but what they doing. And what we can't do is allow them to play in our face. We know better, and that's why we have to continue to do what it is that we're doing, giving it the airplay that it needs, calling out these townships and individual. We just got to call a thing and make sure they know that you can't lie to us because we see it. We know what's going on, and we don't give a damn what your news feeds are saying, because we also know that the same news feeds that will, criminalize and dehumanize us in the same heartbeat, drop flags and everything else for the individuals that spewing hate. Okay? And want you to have empathy for somebody who was clearly hateful. And you're supposed to be sad and, giving all praises to individuals who promoted what this country say it's not, which was racist. Okay? So let's quit playing.
Hey, look, I'll say this, Elizabeth Brown. These last couple months with the tensions, especially adding with the tensions that are going on. Yesterday we was talking about the HBCUs that had to shut down. Now we have a black student from Delta State down in Cleveland that have been hung, and there are people that are going live saying that he was, allegedly, that he was beaten and several things was wrong with the body, that it was almost impossible for him to hang himself.
And it was that people, that was his family.
Right. But what I'm saying is this is what was being said. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, there's definitely foul play. like I said, and they not finna play in my face because I know better. I know better. And again, it's our job to continue to keep, this circulating. Therefore, we can tell our children and our loved ones to watch themselves. Because, again, especially those that are going to PWIs, predominantly white institutions, okay? You have to make sure that you are always on your game because you never know what's going on. You never know what people are thinking. You never know what can take place. So if you stay on point, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Because no matter what it's looking like, these hangings, lynchings are too common, modern day in 2025. And you're telling me every last one of these men being found hung, there was no foul play? You're telling me that every last one of these men decide to do the worst thing that's ever been done to a black man on any soil? They're going to choose that? The hell out of here.
Hey, look, when we come back, Elizabeth Brown, I want to get your final thoughts on the show today. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
So let me ask you, when the government, and again, I'm doing the air quotes, tightens the belt, who's standing underneath the belt when it snaps back?
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
Don't want you to agree. Honestly, should I be transparent? I don't really care if you agree. I, like you, want to be heard.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. A lot of customers might have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home. But when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust them with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Watching them work from idea to installation gives you the ability to see firsthand the care taken to ensure the Pella experience is complete. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Order by the end of the month and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 9/30/2025.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Friday Night Lights now officially lives here. 1017 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette Hilltoppers football. Tune in Friday night as the Hilltoppers travel to take on the Oconomowoc Raccoons. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.G. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Berghart Sporting Goods.
Fall in Milwaukee, where the air is crisp, the drinks are cold, and the good times are just heating up. Stroll Milwaukee's lakefront and explore its parks as they burst into a kaleidoscope of golds, ambers, and reds. Raise a glass at a beer garden that feels like a neighborhood block party, Milwaukee style. And just as the temps fall, Brewers baseball is turning up the heat. October dreams are made right here. This season, every color, every cheer, every sip, it all comes together in Milwaukee. Craft your perfect getaway at visitmilwaukee.org.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Are you ready to level up your mindset, money, and your future? Join Coach Erica Odoms, real estate investor success coach, and published author for our new monthly show, On the Journey with Coach Erica. Each morning, she will be giving you real strategies, proven tips, and the mindset to switch to meet your goals. Tune in tonight at 6 p.m. as Erica will be joined by Alexander Ellis of Vana Wellness LLC and Rashad Washington of Pro Painter USA for a great discussion. That's on The Journey with Coach Erica, live tonight at 6 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Elizabeth Brown, let me get your final thoughts on the show today.
I mean, of course, I got to touch on, these babies being found in a storage. And, I was hearing, again, we have to find empathy, one, and we have to make sure we get the information first before we judge. We know for facts that homelessness is at all-time high, as it always had been per COVID-19. The reality is, again, it was not too long ago that the mother whose baby died in the parking structure at Potawatomi, that was homeless, and they give you these make-believe realities that people have options, and me and you know better that we're in a time, again, post the pandemic, that mothers were receiving evictions, and that was like a felony for them to maintain housing. One thing that stuck out to me, they didn't say the kids were malnutritioned. You understand what I'm saying? Again, we're all a paycheck or two away from being homeless. And it just behooves me how, we can stand for, Palestine. We care about, all of these different things, all of these things that's outside of ourselves. And we have no empathy and so quick to judge in a place that we know that we're always at the top of the list of homelessness, okay? Living in the communities that we live in, that we don't own a damn thing, and we depending on somebody else to keep us housed. As you stated, the housing that you lived in with your grandmother, how the slumlord did your grandmother, and she paid her rent every month. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about individuals who are now deemed homeless due to the, the flood that just taking place, and their houses are considered condemned, okay? Like, again, we have to make sure we're not quick to judge, and like I stated, that is nothing but desperation. I seen a mother yesterday with her 2 kids holding a sign, and they sleeping on the concrete. It's real. It's been real, okay? And it ain't getting no better. So the reality of it is, I send prayers out for that family, that woman and that man. Because, again, I also know individuals who are working 2 jobs and still homeless. So all I say is don't judge. Put up prayers, because it might be you next. And we need to make sure that they're not criminalizing us for being poor in America, the place that's supposed to be the land of milk and honey. But we never received any, while the illegals came here and got everything. So let's keep that in the forefront of our minds, King. Salute.
Hey, look, Queen, like I said, it's always something going on. It's always work to do.
Absolutely.
And like I said, we got to make sure that we become resources for each other. Many times when we talk about how we move forward, we ain't got to be friends. We just got to be resources, and being able to help each other move in these times. That's how we move together.
Absolutely.
That's how we move forward. And I think that when we hear stories like this, we got to make sure we understand what it is, and if we have to add a call to action to try to help, or was this neglect?
Come on.
And like I said, either way, it's a lot of families suffering right now, and we got to have the empathy for our community.
Absolutely. And again, we shouldn't be criminalized for being poor. They know our situation. Our children shouldn't be taken in those instances, and we need to keep our eye on it. So salute to you, King, for speaking about the real. And we working, King. Let's get it.
Well, I appreciate you for being on the front lines. I'll talk to you soon. All right, DJ Brother Z.
All right, Tory Lowe from Waterfall. Green don't always mean go.
All right, keep your head on the swivel. Green don't always mean go, and look both ways before you cross the streets. I love you. Dr. Ken Harris up next.
coming with straight truth.
And to make matters even worse, Truth Nation, when you look at more numbers, there have been 59 children shot in the city of Milwaukee, and 40 of the perpetrators were also under 18. They were